Every single Dark Souls playthrough, I chop off the Gargoyle Tail just for fun, get the axe, and then never equip it. That changed last week. I gave the Gargoyle Tail Axe a try, and I'm completely blown away by the performance. Over the next several minutes, we are going to go through the 4 biggest contributors to why the Gargoyle Tail Axe is an excellent choice for Dark Souls. We'll tag on some nice-to-haves at the end of it that come along with using this weapon as well. When you're two-handing this Gargoyle Tail Axe, it deals 53 poise damage. More than half the bosses in this game only have 100 poise or less anyway. This means for the majority of bosses, you're just going to be able to two-hit them and stagger them, allowing for more damage throughput. Because this weapon's in the standard axe category, it swings at a very acceptable speed. The combination of the speed of this weapon along with the poise damage means that you can easily control the majority of the boss fights without even dodging. You can simply keep them stun locked. I realized this initially on the Ornstein the Smoke fight, and then later on you really see it in Gwyn. Aside from the Iron Giant and the demon bosses that have the little wings, the rest of the bosses have less than 159 poise, which means you'll stagger them in 3 hits anyway. My fight with Gwyn here is a very good example on how I'm able to just control the boss fight. I don't need a dodge, I'm just able to hit him with 2 quick hits, 2 light attacks, and just move on. Third reason is this thing's huge! Before using it, I assumed it was closer to the hand axe just because of its low weight. It's in the standard axe category, and honestly, I was just looking at the icon itself and it just kind of looks small. Upon equipping it, you really see how big this thing is. The range outclasses heavier weapons such as the Great Axe, the Stone Great Axe, and it's more comparable to the range of greatswords such as the Claymore or the Moonlight Greatsword. Even though it has incredible range, it only weighs 5 units, 5 Dark Soul units. This is the 3rd lightest axe in the axe classification category, and it's lighter than a good chunk of the other weapons in Dark Souls. This means that you'll have a weapon that won't hamper your ability to fast roll or medium roll. After this, we come to the nice to haves. So the damage, it's a weapon in the standard axe category that does regular damage. Its base damage is 93, goes all the way to 232 base damage without scaling. At plus 15, it's comparable to something like the Butcher's Knife. It brings to the table D scaling in strength and starts off with C scaling in dexterity, but ends up with a B grade in scaling at plus 15. At plus 15 regular, which is the build I did here, this thing puts out 453 attack power when two-handing it with a 40 dexterity, 40 strength quality build. This puts the attack power ahead of weapons like the Butcher's Knife, and is comparable to much slower, heavier weapons like the Golem Axe. Another very nice thing is that it has a low stat requirement. It only requires 14 dexterity and 10 strength to two-hand it, making the barrier to entry very low for most builds. Another plus, you're able to obtain it really early. This is really the 3rd or 4th boss in the game for most players. Most people get to the Gargs within the hour of their playthrough, so by the time you get to your 3rd or 4th boss, you have the weapon that you can have for the rest of your playthrough. Another big bonus, it's enchantable. You can put your resins and whatever else you want on it. It does bring bonus resistance to bleed, toxic, and poison. It's kind of minor, but it has innate resistances. I really didn't notice it. I saw in the Fextra Life wiki, they're like, oh yeah, it's good in blade. I didn't notice a difference whatsoever. The last nice to have, it has a cool bendable animation when doing the heavy attack. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Over the past few days, I've thought of some super fun playthroughs that I've planned for Dark Souls. I was recently needing to complete Sekiro, and that's what I was devoting a lot of my time to. But now that I've beaten that game, I plan on really ramping up the Dark Souls content. So I look forward to seeing you guys around, and thank you for the continued support. And I'll see you later. Thanks.